I'm already helping you by attesting to your surrender and your assistance in exposing Wells. Showing you leniency is the judge's decision, not mine.
Officer Roslin, these three are closely tied to my current mission. They were instrumental in helping me retrieve a missing Federation file, as well as providing incriminating evidence against Aurora Industries.
Huh? Yay!
I still require their assistance for the rest of my investigation. The law dictates that as a federal agent, I am authorized to take detainees of the Public Security Bureau into my custody as needed.
I can agree to that, but not before they undergo the Public Security Bureau's detainment procedures first. Once your mission is over, they will need to be returned to us for further investigation as well.
Understood. However, until my own investigation is concluded, I'd like for them to operate with full autonomy while under my supervision.
As long as they conduct themselves in accordance with the law, I have no objections.
Thank you, Meryl.
Thank you, Meryl.
Woohoo! Wednesday foiled yet another criminal plot, and our incredible friend in the Federation bailed us out of serious trouble. Now that's what you call a perfect ending. She didn't bail you out of anything. As a federal agent, she's only taking you into her custody for the time being. Remember to work hard, and you might just have a chance to make amends. Don't worry, I've stocked up enough evidence against Aurora Industries to completely make up for my crimes. In fact, I might have enough to earn a commendation or two. Don't get ahead of yourselves, especially after all the trouble your organization has caused so far. That goes double for you, Anka. Even if you don't end up in jail, you're looking at 10 years of community service at the very least. Fine by me. Working odd jobs is my specialty after all. Forget it. Agent Meryl and I need to return to the Bureau to file our incident reports, as well as sort out the paperwork for leaving you in her custody.
Excellent work, Authorizer. Unfortunately, after the firewall blocked my program, I've made almost no progress in researching the surface layer. Right now, your actions within the surface layer are probably our best and only option. So, if you still have energy for it, perhaps you'd like to continue investigating other connections between the foundational layer and the surface layer.
You mentioned earlier that history within the network can't be altered, but the explosion reported in those articles you showed me was completely averted. That was because my actions within the foundational layer seemed to change the outcome.
That's impossible. The surface layer is an authentic record of the past, meaning it's supposed to follow the exact course of Ida's history. What you're describing is no different than making changes to an old movie. So how could that be?
I'm not sure, but how else do you explain everyone surviving their predetermined deaths?
Are you sure they actually survived? Based on our original understanding of the surface layer, even if they managed to avoid the explosion, the record still would have ended when it was supposed to end. Meaning, if it was their time to go, changing the outcome wouldn't stop them from disappearing at the certain point in time.
So what? Just because they're made of data from previous events, does that really mean there's no point in trying to change their fates?
Based on our current understanding, that's exactly what it means. Either way, I suggest confirming it for yourself, as it would still further our understanding of the surface layer.
Okay.
Hello, hello! You've reached Anka, Esperia's up-and-coming community service star and model citizen. What can I do for you, researcher? Huh? You didn't seriously think Rosalind threw me in jail, did you?
No. I just wanted to ask if you still had the badge Nola gave you earlier?
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about it. Rosalind's still setting up my community service schedule, so I can't leave right now. Could you swing by and pick it up instead?
Okay.
Researcher, you gotta help me change Rosalind's mind. Meryl just invited her to become a Federation agent, but she turned her down. I just think I'm not ready to take on any new challenges right now. I know I won't be chosen to run the Bureau next, but... Meryl gave you time to consider her offer, remember? You don't have to come up with an answer right now, so just give it a little more thought. Even I'm a little jealous that she offered you something like that. I know Meryl said she would use her authority as a federal agent to pardon Wednesday for breaking into Aurora Industries twice, but that doesn't mean you have to keep siding with her like this. I'm only thinking of you, Rosalind. Your dream is to preserve justice, order, and equality for all. And becoming a federal agent would bring you closer to that than staying here as an Asperia cop. And then what? Without me here to supervise your community service, you would just run off and commit more crimes as a member of Wednesday, right? That's not what I meant. I just think a change of scenery would be good for you. That way, you wouldn't have to face everything related to Wells all the time. It could be just like last time, when you left Astra after your dad passed away. A new environment gave you the space you needed to process everything, remember? I didn't pick myself up back then because I had new surroundings. It was because I met a good friend who I could talk to about anything. If I stay in Asperia, I'll still have you, Carol, and Researcher, and right now, that's a lot more important to me than becoming a federal agent. Besides, a truly outstanding police officer can uphold justice, order, and equality just as well as any federal agent. In any case, I'm not taking my eyes off you until your community service is done, so don't even think about trying to shake me before then. If you do a good job, I might even consider calling you Siga. Roslyn. It was nothing. I was just doing my duty as an officer of the law. I just got a message from Carol. She's asking me to return to the office because a federal agent is looking for me. I have to go now. But remember to show up to work on time, Anka. You hear me? On time. Yes, ma'am. Oh, crud. Classes are almost over at the kindergarten, and I'm supposed to work there as a crossing guard today. Oh, sorry, Researcher, but I gotta go right now or else I'll be late. Here, take Nola's badge. Also, I still haven't forgotten about searching for Grey Fox. I'll let you know right away if I find anything, so please do the same for me.
Guess I'll go return Nola's badge now. Wait, Rosalind said a federal agent was looking for her, but she didn't mention Rosalind's name at all. Could it be someone else? I saved Anka and the others, but what about Meryl's encounter with Asarada Todd and Team X? Will things still play out like they did in the real world?
Welcome to Odin's Tavern. How may I serve you? Very well. 1 glass of iced water.
We're discussing Lucius right now. The hospital doctors found traces of a rage-inducing drug in his system, which must have been administered by Wells. He's still unconscious, but once he wakes up, I'll be sure to ask him about Grey Fox's whereabouts.
We appreciate it. You should thank her on behalf of Anka and yourself as well. After all, it's only thanks to her that we're not in jail right now. You don't mind, do you? Oh, I nearly forgot about it. Thanks.
Wait, that badge. Where did you get it?
It's been with me like forever. You've seen it before?
Yeah, I remember spotting it once in a file. Likely a Federation document.
Really? What else do you know about it? It's really important to me. I need to know everything you can remember.
I might have found it by accident when I was looking through the archives. I realized I had the wrong file and closed it right away. The page I saw had an image of this badge. I didn't read the details, but it seemed to be related to the Defense Force, possibly a covert unit.
So, I was a soldier? A covert unit? I do recall being in a brutal battle, but I can't remember anything else.
It makes sense. Aside from your own outstanding fighting prowess, you also demonstrate skills in group combat that are generally reserved for highly trained special forces. Soldiers who have seen the savagery of war firsthand often suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder and other mental health issues. In more severe cases, some patients develop symptoms akin to amnesia as a way of repressing their experiences.
Where can I get more information about this unit?
Normally, ordinary Defense Force members just have to submit a simple access request to the military institution that possesses the files in question. But if you were in a secret ops team, the records would be stored in the Federation's classified archives.
Any chance you could tell me where that library is located?
Not on your life.
Who's there?
Sorry for the interruption, Agent Merrill. But I have urgent business to discuss with you. My name is Asurata Todd, Captain of Team X of the Federation Nexus, and I've come to relieve you of your duties. Please hand over File 049 and any materials related to this incident, as Team X is now in charge of this investigation. Here are the Federation documents related to our assignment, if you wish to read them. Greetings, Kylo Researcher. I've known about you for quite some time, but it's a pleasure to finally meet you. My apologies if I seem a little tired, but I've been working late into the night for the last few days. Naturally, I haven't gotten much rest either.
I don't see any issue with these documents. I'll be sure to report every last detail of today's findings to the Federation once I return. As for File 049, a significant portion of it was damaged in the battle earlier, when a stray bullet struck the file. I managed to recover a fair amount of the fragments and seal them in an evidence bag, but the file is beyond recovery.
I'll verify the file myself. Besides the file, we need to interrogate these two, Ace and all public security officers involved. My team is searching for the others as we speak. For now, I need you two to come with me.
Interrogate me. That's rich.
Let's make this easy. I don't want to use force, but if I have to play the bad guy, things might get out of hand. Someone could get hurt. I hate staying up late writing incident reports. All the paperwork.
Authorizer, your researcher persona has caught the Federation's attention in the surface layer. This complicates our mission.
Plotty?
It's an emergency, so please use the space rift and get out right away. I'll set up a new persona for you once you return. Yes, right now! What happened? What did you do to set off the firewall?
Huh?
When the heck did I tell you to do that? I can't even communicate with you in the surface layer! Your biometrics are unique. Do you know how hard it is to create a new persona for you?
I know you're upset, but please just listen to me. I had my doubts at first too, but I was caught in a dangerous situation right before it happened. I didn't have time to think clearly, but it did seem strange that I was able to hear your voice in the surface layer.
I didn't mean to scare you just now. Anyways, I'm sorry. So you're sure you heard my voice in the network?
Yes.
I'll have to look into that later. Right now, we need to get the firewall to stop targeting you. We don't have much time, but in order to send you back into the network as quickly as possible, I'll have to take a few risks. We need to restart the firewall, but it has to be done piece by piece. They will take time, but each part will be extremely vulnerable. Viruses will most likely sense that vulnerability and begin attacking the network even more aggressively. That, in turn, will cause the firewall to concentrate its remaining resources on the viruses, which should deprioritize you enough to grant you safe access to the network.
Got it.
I'm counting on you. For now, just give me a brief rundown of your recent actions within the network.
For starters, I confirmed that the history within the surface layer can definitely be changed. People who should have died are now living their new lives.
Impossible. Just calculating and recreating history commands a significant portion of the network's computing power. Recalculating the lives of so many people within the network would be an immense drain on its already strained resources. I can't imagine it would waste that much computing power on something so meaningless.
But it did. So they must have meant something, right?
Are you saying the surface layer serves a greater purpose?
Honestly, it's been bothering me from the very beginning. What's the point of keeping something as troublesome as the network in existence, when all it does is reproduce history within the surface layer? But right now, my intuition tells me that I'm one step closer to understanding the truth behind this whole thing.
Right now, I can only go with what I know. If you're seeking answers, you'll have to uncover them yourself in the network. We're short on time, so I'll get to work on the firewall. What do you make of it, Papa? I don't know who else to ask about this.
Someone clearly tricked the authorizer, but you already know the answer, don't you? Whoever did this wanted the firewall to detect the authorizer and prevent them from accessing the network.
Things are getting even more complicated. If the enemy was able to imitate me this time, there's no telling what they'll do next time. Maybe it was Nemesis? Or the heirs of Ida? Or maybe someone else from Hykros is responsible for this. It's also possible that we're facing an entirely new enemy now.
Quit acting scared! If they've already done something like this to us, chances are they're going to try messing with us again. And when they do, that's when we'll catch them red-handed! Simple as that!
Yes, you're absolutely right. Also, Papa, I have to warn you. You're usually the one who helps me bear the load of the network's cybernetic link, but restarting the firewall is going to greatly increase that load.
Bring it on! Nothing's too much for the great Papa, so just leave it to me.
What I mean is that you're sitting this one out. I'm going to bear the load myself this time, so get some rest.
What's that supposed to mean? I told you leave it to me, didn't I? You better not be underestimating me, Plotty!
Just do as I ask, please. If you do, I won't count your appearance just now against you. In fact, I'll let you come out to play 2 more times this week.
Huh? For real? You swear it?
I swear it.
You got yourself a deal? Hey, wait a minute. You're not gonna use this against me, are you?